Forgive me if I call him that all night. But yes, we are getting started right here. And just as a quick heads up, if I recall correctly, Topsy PB maybe a week or two ago with I think a 4507, and antinomy or Sephi actually PB today, I believe. I didn't get to see it because I was at work, but I think he cut maybe 2 or 3 seconds off of his previous time, and I think he ran a 44:44. So two really, really solid runners, and this should be a lot of fun. Both of these guys are racing for the privilege to face none other than Oats and Goats himself. So this should be fun.
Yeah, so back, relax, and let's enjoy a good race here. And me and Kip here will be giving you the play-by-play for each and every one of these frames. Well, not every frame, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and I got to say, I'm excited about doing commentary with the Quickie because I think this is the first time we've been able to do it together.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we did it last year. I can't remember. It's been too long. I had a lot of stuff going in the past year, so.
I feel you. So anyway, the runners here are starting in Series Station. You know, I think everybody who runs the game knows that if you're doing a full category, then you got to start in here. So they will try to make it out as quickly as possible. One little nugget of information, Topsy actually has the second fastest, if I recall correctly, series time in the history of Super Metroid. I think his PB is like a 47 something. But here it looks like he's got a 43.96, not bad at all. And I think Sephi had like a 45 something. So already a tight race within a couple seconds here.
Absolutely. And there's still a lot more Super Metroid to come, obviously. Series could be one of those things that's very trolly with the Steam RNG and Tile RNG. But it's not going to make or break the game at this point. But it's always satisfying when you get a good series time.
Oh, for sure. And I can speak for myself here. I'm terrible at series, so anytime I can get out without taking too many steams, I just let it roll.
Absolutely. All right, and looks like both Topsy and Sephi have made a landfall on Zeeb Zebus, and feel free to correct me if you disagree with the pronunciation.
Yeah, just chalk it up to dialect.
Absolutely, yes. It's my Texasness coming out in me.
Oh no, Quickie! I just noticed something that's very terrible.
Oh, what?
It looks like both of these runners are opting to use the illegal move Moonfall, and this race will not count at all, and both of their runs will be invalidated. That is very unfortunate.
Oh no, no. Moonfall is a really, really interesting trick. It's just one of those things. Probably when they were programming, they didn't think anybody would ever do. You're doing a moonwalk, you spin jump backwards, and for some reason, your fall speed is not capped. So that allows you to go really, really fast down. And since this is a speed run, you want to go really, really fast. So I'll have to disagree with you there, Kip.
You do make a good point, yeah. I guess you do want to go fast. And we have a tournament organizer, Sloters, in the audience right now, and he assures us that since they're both cheating, then it technically cancels out, and we're good to go.
I forgot that, the rule of 2 wrongs and something. It's advanced physics, people. Don't judge us. We don't even understand it ourselves. All right, and both runners got their morph ball, got their missiles, and are making their way back up to the criteria. And what awaits them after this? After this blue door? Oh no, the planet's alive now. So we're about to come up to a very, very kind of a first difficult part of the game, called the climb. If you're experienced, it can be easy and decent, but for most new runners, this is a very, very difficult part, just because it's highly technical, and it's only a few seconds into the game. And both Topsy and Sephi doing really well on their climbs.
Yeah, actually, I was going to mention that these are two of the best ledge climbers for sure. Both have extremely crisp ledge climb at the beginning of the game here, so both moving very quickly, and they're going to have super fast bomb times. This is really nice.
Yeah, sub 450 is really, really good bomb time.
Yeah, so up front, quickie. Let's talk a little bit about what we think we might see. You know, I know both runners are perfectly capable of running, 3 tanks, and I think both of them normally run 20 missiles. I'm curious to see if either one opts to go for the extra Kraid tank just for a little race safety, or I wonder if they'll just run it straight up, all out, and just kind of see what they can do. But luckily, old route is not quite as perilous. There are definitely perilous things, but it's not quite as perilous as new route. So, even if they do run 3 tank, it shouldn't be too big of a problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I see both runners going full on out because the PBs are pretty close. Both are pretty close in terms of PB, and there's kind of a high variance here in this game. So I think they're going to go all out. And, with Seffi kind of missing the Alcatraz there, unfortunately, I do think we're going to see him go all out and try to do whatever he can to regain those seconds because he knows Topsy is a good runner.
Absolutely. And you know what, to the point that you just made about Seffi missing the Alcatraz, I think that just goes to show you, Seffi's an incredibly talented runner. But at the same time, it's like this game is so hard. All it takes is just one little tiny minor mistake for you to miss a trick, and that happens very commonly, to a lot of people. So this is a really, really tough game to run, and no matter how good you are, nobody's prone to mistakes, or not to not making mistakes.
Yep, everybody, even the top runners, are meat to this game.
Yeah, that is a good way to put it.
All right, and looks like we're coming up to the first sequence break of the game, the mock ball that Topsy got beautifully, and antinomy / Seffi on his way to do his as well, perfectly executed. And Kip, do you want to explain a little bit about mock ball for the people who may not know?
Yeah, sure. So mock balling, I guess to put it simply, is a trick that allows you to keep your run speed while in morphing ball mode. And so the reason it's so important to that trick that they just did is because it allows them to get under those gates that close on that bridge. And if they did not mock ball, then they wouldn't be able to get past that bridge until much later in the game when they get speed booster. So if you don't pick up those, those supers right there, then you would technically have to go up here in Big Pink to fight Spore Spawn. So that's the first kind of major sequence break of the game and cuts off several minutes in one of the mini boss fights.
Yep, prevents a lot of backtracking later. Well, I'm sure in this category would not mean too much. You just skip Spo.
Yeah, and Spore Spawn, for those of you that maybe don't run mini boss RTA or haven't visited Spore Spawn in a while, let me assure you that fight is not a fun one. Topsy getting a nice D boost there from that bug through Green Hills. I would assume Seffi will attempt the same thing. Nails it. Excellent job. And I think everybody knows this, but I'll just mention it just in case. Notice that Topsy is going down here in Red Tower, and Seffi will be doing the same thing. This is the sort of final decision point of running new route or old route, because the new route would head up to go to Wreck Ship and fight Phantoon. And even though they indicated that they would be running old route earlier by running through the Pirates before they went down to Green Brinstar, that is the final moment where you get to make your choice. But they're heading to Kraid. They'll be trying to collect their various suit, and we'll see what happens here. All right, both runners getting the excellent Super Missile Kraid quick entry. Topsy about maybe a room and a half ahead or so, maybe 2 rooms. He's going to grab the 4 supers there dropped by Mini Kraid. And he's going to set up for his double missile and 3 supers Kraid quick kill. Seffi will be doing the same thing.
And we are hoping that Kraid is denied the dance at prom.
Yeah, we haven't seen him get in a while. Let's hope that he doesn't get in tonight. Oh, I was wrong. Apparently, Topsy's going to use the charge method. Oh, unfortunately, I think we commentator cursed him on that.
Yeah, and Topsy's trying to go for the a little bit safer of the two. The two missile one can be a little tight. But it looks like, oh, this is going to be equalizing the race a little bit, giving Sephi a little bit of a lead now. Comes to show you that executing some of these tricks can can equalize the game a little bit. So race is still close. Anything is still possible. And they're only about 2-3 seconds away from each other, too.
Yeah, that evened things up a lot. And, you know, just to make sure everybody understands, first of all, whoa, that was an incredibly awesome strat by Sephi there on the way out. The double D boost, well done. But if you miss the Kraid quick kill, that fight can actually get pretty dangerous. You know, it's not something that a lot of people practice, and you're at the mercy of Kraid's RNG for the first time he'll open his mouth. Topsy actually handled that really well. Oh, it looks like Topsy is going to grab the extra E-Tank here. This is an E-Tank that Sephi did not grab. This means that Topsy will be running 4 tank and Sephi will be running 3. But long story short, Topsy did a good job of dealing with Kraid after he stood up. Unfortunately, there was at least, you know, 6, 7, maybe to 10 seconds or so where he couldn't really do anything but wait. So that's why he was that's how Sephi was able to catch up some.
Yeah. And with Topsy going and taking that extra tank, he'll be a little bit safer, but I think he did lose about 8 seconds to Sephi on that. So he's a little bit further behind now. But we still have a lot of race coming on. We still have the great RNG of Fantoon. We still have that Lower Meridia segment with Batoon. There's still many things that can happen.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in a race situation, you know, I never fault runners for taking some safeties, just because, you know, it just depends on how you gauge your run. You know, you might want to take a few safeties to make sure that you don't die, because it doesn't matter if it's old route, doesn't matter if it's new route. It's definitely easy to die in this game.
Yeah, and as you were saying earlier with Kraid, that Kraid can go bad really bad, I'm just going to get this out, get this cliche out for this game right now. When things go bad, they go really bad, and that'll be the last time I say this.
You're not wrong, Quickie. I mean, I've talked about this for a long time. This game punishes mistakes very severely in a way that I'm not saying there's no other games that do that, but this is one of the games where if you really mess up, you're going to get really heavily punished for it.
Absolutely. Especially when you're running it the way that the game probably was not intended to be played casually.
Yeah, that's a great point. Excellent Bubble Mountain by Sephi there. That's kind of a choke point room, especially when you're a newer player. I'm sure, Quickie, you probably went through the same thing I did when you first started. Have you failed Bubble Mountain many times?
Oh yeah, that room has killed many a dream, and then the Cacatech on top has destroyed many of PBs.
Yeah,
for good paces.
That's true. And luckily, though, both players did an excellent job of making it up there. Topsy even got the really nice D-boost into the back cave there. So Sephi's about a fanfare in a room ahead right now. And he's going to head up here to the bugs and hope for some super drops. His health is in perfectly fine shape, but he's hoping that maybe he'll get a super or two from these.
Yeah, and being at full health, it should help him with his farming, which it did look like. Not the best super count, but workable at this point.
Yes, Topsy's in the same position. He's going to hope to get a few supers as well. But okay, he did a 1 farm there. He feels like he's okay. He has just enough missiles right now to open all the doors. Of course, he will, I would assume, pick up the wave missiles that Sephi's picking up here. So even if he shoots a few in this room, he'll have enough to open the door to wave beam.
Yeah, I just thought he may have did something bad, but no, he didn't. He's picking up these missiles. Whew.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a little worried there for a second. And a high five at the wave beam door.
Yeah, here's like this room goes a lot different in New Route. In New Route, you'll go below and then head to Lower Norfair. Here, now that they've picked up all the items that they need, they're going to start making their way back to Business Center at the beginning of Norfair. Norfair only has, in vanilla, 1 entry and 1 exit point. So since they are done with their item collection phase, they're going to head up to that Business Center area and then start making their way up to the surface for wrecked ship. But one thing I would like to point out, I mention this every time I'm on commentary for an old route run, This Norfair section is not dangerous at all in terms of like, you're not going to take a lot of damage or really be in jeopardy of dying. But I actually feel like it's one of the more intense parts of the run in terms of the difficulty of the rooms. And so it's kind of one of those sections of the run that has a lot of hidden places where you can lose a lot of time. So both runners did an excellent job here with their section.
Yeah, also, too, I like to think of this section as a good recharging area, too, for your missile and ammo going up Red Tower, because you got a lot of difficult things coming up. Not a lot of things that'll drop health. You're trying to get through a lot of these rooms really fast, so there's not much time to farm. So it's one of the good opportunities to farm up and kind of heal up and get prepared for what's going to happen next.
Excellent point. We just saw Sephi not go for the Alpha Spark because he only has 2 E-Tanks. I think Topsy was going to go for it maybe, or maybe he forgot. I think Topsy normally runs 3 tanks, so when you only run 3 tanks, you don't normally do that strat, but when you have 4, it's a little bit easier to go for. But now Sephi going for the incredibly difficult Red Tower strat nails it. That was awesome. Let's see. I think Topsy's going to go for the same thing. Let's find out.
That down grab is so beautiful.
It is. I've actually legitimately never even gotten it one time. So I'm very impressed with it. Topsy decided to go for the slightly slower but still difficult hero shot, but he made it up first try, no issue.
All right, and we got a sub 1630 power bomb time. Really, really respectable time here for both runners. As I said, this race is still close, everybody, and I think we are about to come to the first point of where we may see some major divergence for a while, and it's nothing either one of the runners can control.
Yeah, I think Topsy's actually made up a few seconds in that Norfair collection section. He's about 8 seconds behind right now. He was about maybe 15 seconds behind earlier. So he's made up a little bit of time here, and now the fan tune patterns loom very large.
But we want it to still be a big, close race. So can we get some luck, some good, get some good fan tune juju in here, so we get some good fast patterns, everybody? Oh, a little too high for Ocean Fly. But getting across smoke nonetheless.
Yeah, and just go ahead.
And now both runners are actually dead even again. Dang, dude, this is a really, really close race right now.
Yeah, this is really tight, and in particular, the fact that it's close right now does give at least a somewhat small advantage to Topsy in terms of equipment, because he is running with that extra tank. So he's entering fan tune here with significantly more health, and will also basically have more health throughout the entire run in terms of his maximum. But just so everybody knows, I need everybody to understand this, okay? Everybody always calls Fantune a troll and says a bunch of mean things about Fantune, but Fantune actually really likes to be complimented. So get your best compliments out to help these runners out.
Everybody loves Fantune, right? Like, Fantune is my favorite boss. Like, those tentacles are like the cutest things.
Clearly the most beautiful boss in the game, and has excellent style.
Oh yeah, best dance moves on the floor.
Looks like we were able to coax out a fast for Topsy. Hopefully Sephi will get a fast on his second round.
And nailing all 4 particles, so that's really good.
Ooh, Sephi with the absolutely gorgeous 2-round there. Got an X Factor on the first round, and then did a little hybrid Doppler on the second round. Topsy unfortunately missed the second round, was very close. I don't think he was only 1 or 2 missiles away, but he cleans it up nicely here, and I think the runners are still within about 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, still within 10 seconds. Race is still close. And in the famous words of Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts.
Fantastic movie.
All right, we still got a little bit of a difficult section of the game coming up. Wreck Ship is one of those more tight maneuverable areas, and very technical in terms of some of the fighting you have to do. Like, this is probably one of the more intense fighting areas when you get to the attic.
I agree. And speaking of which, pay close attention here to both runners. I have a feeling Seffi's going to go for the really tough strat here. Oh, he's going for it. This is one of the hardest strats in this run. Let's see if he gets it. Good so far. What a boss.
Textbook left side attic.
Topsy going for it as well. Had a very good first part. Accidentally ran into that little spark there, but didn't really slow him down very much. He was still able to finish up pretty quickly without using too much ammo. So excellent attics by both runners there.
And the good thing about the left side attic strat is helps you save on health, which at this point in the game is actually pretty critical coming up to some of the things.
Seffi nailing the bowling spark. Looks like Topsy's got it as well. He's going to try to get high enough in the room to spark to where he can land directly into the Chozo's hand. He was a little high, but not a big deal. Probably only lost about 30 frames there. So, man, what a race, Quickie. This has been a pleasure so far.
No, I think everybody who is watching right now is in for a treat. This is going to be probably one of the closest in time-wise races that'll probably be in the tournament. I'm just going to make that call right now.
Yeah, this is very exciting. And another thing that's really cool is, kind of like I mentioned earlier, I feel like Meridia is another one of those sections where it's kind of like Upper Norfair, where for a good portion of it, you're not really in a ton of danger, but the movement can be very complicated. I feel like the faster you try to go, the more you hate Meridia. So this is going to be a really tough section for both runners, and I'm excited to see how they handle it.
Well, I just want to say I hope people popped a lot of popcorn for this, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, this has been one of the most fun races so far in the tournament. I mean, this is incredibly tight, like the entire way.
You know, watching this through the restream, it's kind of like watching Neo in the Matrix. It's like the moves.
Yeah. Good reference. Man, all right, so you got Jurassic Park, you got the Matrix. We got to get some Lord of the Rings references, maybe some Batman movie. What else we got?
Time Cop. No, we will not subject people to that awfulness.
Uh-oh, something just happened.
I'm gonna try
No, I don't think it's us, because Topsy's still moving, or at least he is on my screen. Okay, there's Seffi now, maybe moving a little bit. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I think we need to call out the organizers. Clearly, Seffi's putting in the splice.
Okay, and we got Topsy going up into Meridia now, entering one of the more difficult parts of the game, movement-wise, as Kip pointed out.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, Quickie, what Topsy's going to elect to do here. He's actually kind of low on health for this portion. I'm curious to see if he's going to run a backup strat here at Everest instead of sparking to save some health. It doesn't look... Okay. He decided to kill that crab for hopefully a 20 spot, which he got, and then he jumped up a little bit to have a shorter spark, so he should be good to go now.
This is fine.
Yeah, apparently I think Seffi's stream has died. I'm sure he's still running. So, hopefully whatever is going on with his internet will fix itself in the relatively near future. But for now, we'll focus on Topsy's run.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. This is about now probably about 15 seconds of distance between the runners now that we have Seffi's stream back up.
Yeah, and it looked like he got a nice one round. Topsy, unfortunately, just barely missed that X Factor and missed one of the particles, but was lucky enough to have that particle kind of go away quickly so he could fire some supers. It didn't take too much time, but it did make him eat a few more super shots. Looks like Seffi was a little bit Okay, he was really close on that last ledge grab. I figured it would be a close attempt there, but he was able to get that. Nice job.
Yeah, I saw that little height above the ledge, and Topsy kind of getting it right on the pixel, so I'm not too worried there. But when you're a little above that, because I started going for it too, when you're a little above it, it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get this.
Yeah, it's an incredibly tight trick, so even the smallest, tiniest, mistake can cost it, but both runners nailing it. Excellent job. All right, so Dragon can either be the easiest boss or the hardest boss. Sometimes Dragon, if it goes badly, it goes really badly. So hopefully both runners will not have issue here. Okay, right. Nice.
And Seffi was trying to go for a spike suit there, but not getting it. And it's a little bit of a difficult trick to get.
Yeah, it's very hard. And the good news, though, for both him and Topsy, because it looks like Topsy didn't get it either. It looks like he's going to go for the spike suit. Oh, he nailed it. Nice. The good news for Seffi here is in old route, missing that blue suit or missing the spike suit, you don't get punished quite as bad because you get to space jump anyway. So notice that Seffi will be able to space jump across the top of this room without losing too much time. So, but Topsy will make up maybe a few seconds here because he's going to activate his spark at the top and then just fly straight across.
Yeah, this is still a pretty close race though. So, as I said, we still got another good 20 minutes, give or take, in the run still.
Yeah, so now the runners are going to be heading through, these rooms with the cack attacks. They're going to collect a few supers. Topsy in particular needs to make sure he collects some. Seffi's already full on supers, but Topsy's going to want to get at least, I think, 4 is the minimum to be able to make it to Ridley. So they're on their way to collect Plasma Beam, which is the strongest weapon in the game. Other than that, they're just going to try to make sure their health and ammo is in good position before they head to Lower Norfair.
I thought it was Spazer that's the strongest weapon in the game.
Well, I mean, Spazer is used in the world record for this category, so... whoa, Topsy nailing the Plasma Spark there. Going for the swag strats. Nice job.
But Topsy's got to be a little careful here because he's got low health now, and been farming up here. Ooh, not getting the best drops there for the health, so he's got to be a little careful. If he takes any damage from these pirates, it'll be bad. Ooh, the jukes from Seffi. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Topsy needs to make sure he does not get hit at all, because if he does, he will die. Okay, he's good. Or maybe not. Okay, yeah, he's good.
He's safe. Whew. I was holding on to my butt again.
So here's where some of the game theory kind of comes into play. Obviously, it's a race. You want to go as fast as you can. And then Topsy is also, I'm sure he's aware. He's probably at least checking the screen from time to time to see roughly where Seffi is. He knows he's just barely behind. But at the same time, going into Lower Norfair with this kind of health would be, really difficult. Not impossible, but really difficult. So I'm curious to see if he proactively decides to maybe get the Nutella refill on the way to Lower Norfair. It would only eat a couple of seconds, but might be worth it. But we'll see what he decides to do.
I don't know about you, Kip, but I am literally on the edge of my seat right now.
This has been very entertaining. Yes, I'm extremely excited to see what they do here. We're only about maybe 2 minutes away from my favorite portion of the run. Lower Norfair features, for me, what I feel like is the coolest, most hype music of the game, and the best boss, Ridley, and also just kind of the coolest maneuvers. So this should be a lot of fun.
And now Seffi getting his ice beam, finishing up his beam combos, and last item of the game. Well, we hope. We won't talk about that unless it happens.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, technically there's really only 2 items left that the runners could even possibly consider getting. One would be the power bomb's a shame. Sorry, quickie, I went there. The power bomb's a shame in case anything weird happens with the power bomb count at Lower Norfair. The only other item after that, which I would not, anticipate them getting, but you just never know, is the Ridley E-Tank. Sometimes if you get in like a very specific circumstance where you're not in health bomb range and then Ridley doesn't like drop enough health, you'll see runners collect it just for a refill to get out of Lower Norfair. But I doubt that'll happen to either one of these runners.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. We don't want to curse this kit.
Both runners taking the southern route. Topsy's health is in a better position than it was earlier. It's still, lower, but I bet he just goes for it here. I bet he does not stop. Let's find out. Oh, he does. Okay, I actually like this play. I think that's a really smart play for a race.
Yeah, you still want to finish the race. And, as I said, there's still about 15 minutes left in this game. 15, 16, 17 minutes. There's still plenty of things that Topsy's thinking can still happen in Lower Norfair, and he's not out of it yet at all.
Absolutely. A finished race is always much better than dying, so I like that call. Seffi gearing up for his fast pillars. Nailing it. And let's see what he does here in the worst room in the game. Going for right side. That is a swaggy strat right there. Nice job.
And saves a few seconds, too.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Ooh, and Topsy getting a top shelf there.
Yeah, that was really nice short charge. Looks like he's going to go up the left side. Killing that pirate on the right, reducing some lag. And Seffi also trying to reduce lag in that room. He killed 2 key hunters on the way down, so excellent job there. Both runners having really nice Lower Norfair so far.
Yeah, nice little micro optimizations that are, kind of keeping both either give one a little bit of an edge or, make one fall a little bit behind. But you got to do this when you're racing somebody that is in a close PB and same skill level as you.
Absolutely. Topsy also killing both key hunters, and Seffi is now going to run a very nice metal pirate strat. That's a really fast strat, killing both of them and utilizing their jumping frames to get them both moving at the same time. Nice job.
Yeah, and Seffi's having a really, really good entrance to Ridley in that whole first half of Lower Norfair.
Absolutely. And as most people know, in old route, you will most likely, in 99.9% of cases, not see any usage of supers. Just requires 20 charged plasma shots here, and then they'll be on their way to exit Lower Norfair. So Seffi about halfway through his fight, roughly at this point, and Topsy will be starting his here in about maybe 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, and Topsy also having a really, really good Lower Norfair segment too. Making do with the situation he had, taking the extra health, but he is actually in really, really good shape to take a couple hits from Ridley, which can actually help save him some time back, and maybe able to gain some of that back.
All right, Seffi finishing up the Space Pelican here. And his health is in pretty decent position, and he should get at least some drops here too. So yeah, 254 health. On the way out of Lower Norfair, in particular in Old Route, should be no sweat. He'll have the ability to, even if the key hunters give him some odd patterns, he should be able to clip through most of them. So I expect him to get out of here without too much issue.
Same here. And looks like Topsy's finishing up, just waiting for that grab. Ooh, and just getting the grab and finishing his fight as well.
Well done.
And Topsy not going for the Ridley E-Tank, probably a good call here. He's got plenty.
Yeah, I don't anticipate him having too much trouble either. Seffi unfortunately took a double hit from the Tuskegis. I think that's a grand total of 80 damage. Again, I don't really anticipate him being in any kind of real danger, but sometimes these key hunters can get in really awkward positions. Luckily, they gave him a really favorable pattern there for old route. And so really the only room left that could be of any danger to him is the Three Musketeers. I'm curious to see if he takes a more conservative approach in that room, given the fact that it's a race and he's a little lower on health.
Ooh, and he's taking more damage here. Yeah, he's going to try to play it a little safe here. If he's watching the stream, he knows he's got a pretty decent lead, and it may be worth sacrificing a little bit of time just to keep it. May not be as wide. Ooh, yeah, he's gonna.
Oh, he's going for it. Oh my gosh, if he had gotten hit by the last key hunter, he literally would have died. My goodness.
What is Sephi trying to do to us here? Ooh, and Topsy's got to be careful too now. Ooh.
Yeah, Topsy's in really sort of dangerous shape here. He is basically, well, I take that back. This is old route, so he's got space jump, but it's likely he'll take at least maybe some damage from maybe the lava a little bit here in this room, but he needs to be really careful. He can only get hit one time by the key hunters.
Yeah, I think he may, at this point, he may just opt to kill them all because, as he said, finishing the race is better than dying. Yeah,
and he just took a little too much damage from the lava there to put him at 49, so he definitely can't get hit, but he should be fine now.
Yeah, that was still the best outcome for that because those are pretty quick kills on those key hunters.
Absolutely. And one thing to take note of, while both runners don't have much health, they do have full super missiles, which is one kind of thing that you'll see a lot in old route. The ammo management inside of Torian is usually not nearly as treacherous as new route. So both runners, by the time they make it to Torian, I think they only have like one more super they'll probably fire to open up the door leading to Torian, or leading to G4. So both should be in perfectly great shape with their ammo.
Absolutely. And the Metroids are very, very generous on health drops, so I am not worried one bit here.
Yeah, so let me explain something small here that maybe newer runners might not be quite as aware of. And I can't give you, like, to the T the exact math on it, but basically health and regular missiles are like tier 1 drops, and super missiles and power bombs are tier 2. So your health and regular missiles have no bearing on the drops of super missiles, but if you're not full on regular missiles, like especially in Torian on the Metroids, if you're not full on regular missiles, then the Metroids can drop a bunch of missiles instead of health. So you're going to notice that they're probably going to want to be careful in terms of their health management. If it starts getting a little dicey, they're going to probably want to not use regular missiles so they can get more health from the drops. It doesn't happen a ton, but you actually can finish all 4 Metroid rooms without enough health to make it to the end. So hopefully that won't happen to either one.
Yeah, and if push ever came to shove, Sephi could also, with his power bomb count, just decide to play it safe. But that's also not good either because the Metroids only drop 1 drop apiece with power bombs.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't anticipate the ammo or health being an issue here, but it is just something that, technically can happen and will happen in rare circumstances.
All right, and while Sephi's going and checking his AOL AIM instant messages, we got Topsy making his way to the G4 as well.
Yeah, while he's waiting, he's going to have to come up with a really clever away message for his AOL Instant Messenger account. So I'm curious to see what he comes up with. So Sephi hopping on the elevator just as Topsy is entering G4. I don't remember exactly how long this little statue cutscene is, but I would assume that Sephi is at least maybe 30, 40 seconds ahead, something in that range. So let's see how they manage the Metroid rooms here.
Yeah, Sephi does have a little bit of a good lead, but Metroid Skip is coming up, and let's just hope nothing bad happens there, but it can happen, and that's a good time sink there and could give Topsy a lead if he were to miss it. So, as I said, anything is still possible at this point. And if Sephi is watching the stream, he knows that. So he knows how critical this next part is coming up. So this race right now is so close.
Well, it looks like Sephi's already finished in first place with a 38:40, a new world record. Well, congratulations to him, man.
My gosh, he's memeing it up during the race. Dang.
All right, so all jokes aside, Sephi is coming up on what is always on PB Pace, one of the most nerve-wracking moments of the entire run. This is the baby skip. If you don't get this trick, you lose at least 25 seconds or so, maybe more, depending on how you miss it. Let's see how he does here.
Oh my.
He went for the space jump, which is harder, but he recovered nicely and he's through.
And knowing Sephi, I know exactly what he was saying right there to himself during that whole time. But nice recovery on that. That could have ended badly there with that.
Yeah, that was very close.
But that just speaks to his skill as a runner and being able to correct on the spot, stay calm, and carry on. And
absolutely. Sephi went for the down back. Zeb skip there, just barely missed and had to use the sort of regular backup here, but he's going to try to get past Mother Brain 1 here without soft locking, and he's through, no problem. Topsy grabbing the nice baby skip over there, so he's only a few rooms behind. He'll get ready for his Zeb skip, and let's just hope that nothing bad happens to Sephi here. This is kind of the last part of the run that can be dangerous. Old route only requires 20 shots, so let's see if Sephi can get through this without issue.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plasma beams. All right, and Sephi's in catch-up range now. Ooh, had to turn it off for a second, but looks like he should be good now. He's safe.
And he's through. Topsy will get ready for his Mother Brain 2 fight here.
You know, I just had a shower thought, Kit. You know, with commentators cursing, we say we hope things don't happen. It kind of sounds very mobbish in nature, and we're asking for tribute.
Well, I mean, we are commentators of the people, right? So we got to give the people the hype they deserve.
Yeah. Let's sell shower thoughts, man.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger.
And looks like Topsy's having a really good Mother Brain fight. Gonna damage himself down, and right at the cusp. Nice. I have high respect for that. Right on the edge of getting the rainbow beam to not go a second time.
Samus getting down over there on Topsy's stream, doing a little dance there.
Yeah, literally trying to get up to get down.
Excellent reference, Quickie.
On a roll tonight, man.
You are crushing it.
All right, and everybody get your saddest emotes ready, because this is sad, and I'm about to start crying. I'm muting for a second.
Yeah, Mother Brain throwing a ton of rings at the baby Metroid there, but apparently she is unaware that there is only one ring to rule them all. Sorry, I knew I was running out of time. I had to get the Lord of the Rings movie reference before we quit.
Oh, dude, you're good. You're good. I respect it. I was crying there for a second. Just more into the baby Metroid.
And Mother Brain 3 defeated. Topsy will begin his Mother Brain 3 fight now. I say this every time, not to curse anybody, but it is true. I'm not saying that mistakes can't happen, but generally speaking, the escape sequence is one of the sort of lesser demanding sections of the run. So I can't really imagine anything super major happening to Seffi here. And he's maybe about a minute now away from the ship. So let's see what he ends up with here.
Yeah, and Topsy just about to finish up his Mother Brain 3. Pretty good. Got a couple shots that hit the body, but it's going to happen in a race setting. But still pretty fast, and he's going to be making his way to either to neglect the animals. I hope he neglects the animals.
I do too. And I want to give a quick shout out to Seffi. Going for the moonfall, but I'm pretty sure he purposely missed it because he wanted to showcase that appropriate fall speed. So excellent strat right there.
Yeah, he's just trying to show this is the legal way to do this, okay? So wait, so if two wrongs make a right. If Seffi didn't get it, but Topsy then gets it, does that mean I'm not gonna go there?
Well, Seffi has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 45:41. And it looks like improved his SRL personal best by 4 seconds.
Ooh, GG.
So GG to Seffi, and congratulations to him. He will be moving on to the round of 16 of the 80% tournament to face Oats and Goats. That should be a really fun matchup. And now Topsy coming in here second with an official SRL time of 46:16. Also, apparently, SRL personal best by 23 seconds. So GG to Topsy on a great race and also an excellent tournament overall.
Oh, but yeah, GG to both runners. Congrats to Seffi for moving on. Topsy, man, this was a really close race altogether. It could have gone either way.
For sure, yeah. Both runners really played well throughout the entire run. You know, running old route, especially in a race situation and getting a 45 or a low 46, those are really tough times to get. So GG to both runners. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And especially at the level they run it too. Each one of them knows each mistake they would make, it would just give the other one an advantage. So that just tells you how high the stakes are for this race.
Absolutely. And Quickie and I are going to hang on the line here, at least for a few minutes. We'll see if either runner wants to come in for an interview. We'll give them at least a little bit of time to come in and see if they want to talk about the race tonight. But we really want to thank everybody for watching. This was a really fantastic event. And I think we have some other races going on this weekend. Let me pull up the list real quick. Or Quickie, do you already have it pulled up?
Actually, I do.
Tell us a little bit about some other races that we're going to see this weekend.
Okay, tomorrow on September 8th at 2 p.m. and all these times are Eastern, by the way, Eastern U.S. We will have 2Cat versus Carlito, and a lot of these restreaming channels are to be determined. And then an hour after that, we're going to have Zosty, the one and only, versus Galen 83. That'll be on Speed Gaming 4. And then I have Kip here. He has his race against Lynx Unlimited. And that'll be at 10 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday evening. Yeah, Sunday. So it looks like we got some really good races that'll be coming up this weekend. So a lot of Super Metroid fun in these next 2 days.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've had a blast in this tournament, and Lynx is an incredible runner, so this should be a lot of fun. But tomorrow we got some really cool matchups. I think you said 2Cat and Carlito, right?
2Cat and Carlito, and then Zosty and Galen.
All 4 excellent runners, and that should be a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, it should be a great Super Metroid weekend.
Absolutely.
I'm a little concerned. You know, if Seffi, it looks like his spaceship won't crank, and if he doesn't hurry up, he's not going to make it off the planet.
Oh, yeah. This could be bad. Like, this could be the final feed before the planet actually blew up, so the ship never made it off.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the speed run ends as soon as you get in the ship, because if it ended at the credits, then I think Topsy would have won.
All about finishing, not surviving the planet blowing up.
Looks like we got Topsy here. Let's see if he'll join the live channel here in a minute. He's in the Discord. Let's give him just a second to get in here, and we'll have a nice interview. Have a nice interview.
Hello.
Hey, Topsy, what's up, man? GG on the race. That was a really nice time.
Yeah,
GG.
GG.
You'll have to give me a second. I can't hear you, fellas.
Oh, okay. we're just showering you with praise right now, but
nice interview. Well, all right. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, just to kind of let everybody know, I think we still have a few races left in the round of 32. Most of the races later this week and this weekend will be round of 16. But looks like we now have Topsy in here. Topsy, can you hear us? Gonna take that as a no.
There we go. Okay, I think I can hear you guys now.
Okay, Topsy, can you hear us?
can you hear me now?
Hopefully you guys can't hear yourself. My headset's dead.
Okay, awesome. No, we're good. So, Quickie, I'll let you ask the first question.
Yeah, so dude, this was a really close race. Like, from the get-go to halfway through the game to the very end. Like, I just want to know, like, because we saw you take the safety. Did you take the safety E-tank just so you could have a little bit more of leeway for health-related issues, or because you know that is a little bit of a costly move? I just want to know what your thinking was when you did that.
Yeah, you know, if I'm being honest, I did not go into this race at all like to win. I had no expectations at all. I'm going against Sephi. You know, there's not much else that can be said. He's a fantastic runner, super consistent runner, and you know, I figured if I'm gonna run this race and I'm gonna be up against such a great runner, I'm gonna play as safe as I can, because it'll be more satisfying for me to finish than to push it and then die somewhere. Also, I haven't finished an 80% run in almost 3 weeks now, because I've been really busy and I'm moving and whatnot. So I haven't had a lot of time to really do runs. That's not to say, you know, I'm really happy with the time I put up. It was a race PB for me, and with the extra E-tank, like I would have never expected that. But I played it super safe, and I'm glad I did, because PB is a PB. So. Yeah,
absolutely, man. Even running it really safe, dude, that was a really close race.
Yeah, it's a really good time, man. Like a 46:15 with 4 tanks, especially considering that, you know, you haven't been able to you know, play or run or practice as much as you probably have wanted to lately. That's a really impressive performance. How did you feel during it? Did you kind of feel like you were in a good rhythm?
Actually it did. It's crazy, because if I go into a race thinking like I'm gonna win this, I want to win this, like I'm so amped to win it, I get so nervous, so much so that it's like incredibly debilitating. Like I can't even begin to explain how shaky I get, how excited I get, heart's racing, hands are sweaty, palms are sweaty, you know.
Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah. So I went into this with zero expectations. Like I didn't think I was gonna win or anything. Which I really think helped me a lot. It helped me stay calm and play way better than I could have ever expected to at all tonight. And I think it was awesome too, because going up against Sephi, I kept seeing him ahead of me by like 10 seconds, ahead of me by like 20 seconds. And you know, he was like, he was making that gap larger and larger. So I'm like pushing myself like, okay, I gotta catch up, you know, but also play it safe. You know, it was such a cool run, and not at a single time, in this entire run was I nervous, which is like got to be the coolest thing.
See, I actually want to talk about that because I feel like this is something that doesn't get talked about enough during these tournaments or during relays and stuff. It's like, you know, it's one thing to do your normal stream where you have, you know, your normal viewers watching and you're having, you know, generally speaking, a good time and you feel comfortable. It's another thing where you know you're racing against somebody, especially somebody who's really good. There's a bunch of people watching. There's commentary, like, you know, how you manage those feelings. It's really hard. I mean, I think every single person gets nervous when they do these runs. So talk to us a little bit about, like, you know, how do you cope with this in the middle of a run? Like, you know, do you just kind of tell yourself, hey, I'm just going to let it fly? Or do you kind of sometimes maybe use that nervous energy to maybe like perform really well? Because you knocked out some really awesome, tough tricks in this particular run tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's a toughie for me because I don't have a good way of like calming myself down. I haven't figured one out yet, unfortunately. See, I think there are some runners who, I say this a lot, there are guys who are really seasoned runners. And I think that's the difference between a really good Super Metroid runner and like a top tier Super Metroid runner, is that, you know, the nerves don't get to you. These are guys that can run at GDQ and for the most part run incredibly well. Guys that when they're in races, they don't necessarily need to worry about it because they've got so many backup strats. They've got so much behind them and so many runs behind them that they are able to, you know, perform in any situation. So the nerves aren't there as much for those kind of guys. At least it seems like it. They compose themselves so well. I'm not there yet. And it's gonna, I mean, it'll be a long time before I get to that point. What I do though, is I try and like disassociate myself from the runs, and I'm trying different things, like trying not to watch the chat for the channel, whether it's my channel or the speed gaming channel. Sometimes I will, like, I had one race where I didn't even pull up I like to pull up the other races run as well, just to like gauge what kind of strats I'm going to use, because it's one thing to know, you know, whether you're ahead, whether you should be safe, or if you're behind and you should play it more dangerously. So I don't know. I've not figured anything out yet, but I think the best thing about this one is I went in with no expectations. So I think that might work for me. If I go in with no expectations, I could probably do better than if I go in with any sort of expectation.
Yeah, and you know, like the cool part about this is, like, you know, you made it really far into the tournament. I mean, you know, getting into the bracket portion and facing against a runner, you know, like of Seffi's caliber. I mean, at this point, every single person that's in the tournament is just a really solid runner. So talk to me a little bit about, you know, like how much fun did you have competing throughout the tournament? And, you know, did you have any kind of favorite moments that kind of stick out that you really enjoyed?
You know, you mean like favorite moments like all together in the tournament, or favorite moments specifically for myself?
Yeah, just, I mean, just kind of like your experience in the tournament. What were some of the things that kind of stick out to you that you'll remember?
Well, I'm actually really excited about the fact that I was able to beat my race PB twice. So I didn't expect that. Now I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get a 45 in the tournament. That was like my big ultimate goal. I had two big goals, and if I had achieved any of them, it was going to be like a crazy success, and I didn't expect to on either of them. But I wanted to 45, and I wanted to get top 20. I don't think I'm top 20, but I think I'll be like top 30. I really don't know. But I got close to a 45. So, you know, it's about realizing that you got to put your all into it and get as close as you possibly can to it, and not be disappointed that you didn't get there, but be excited that you got close and know that next time you'll get there. And it's about working for it. My favorite thing about this tournament really is just seeing so many insane runners. And I don't know how many people have said this yet, but it needs to be said. This is an incredible tournament, and it's unreal to see how far Super Metroid has come. Now, I've not been around all that long. I've been running it for about a year and a half now. Yeah, right about a year and a half, maybe a little longer than that. So I've not been around the community as long as a lot of guys have, but it's so incredible to see. Look at like the any percent leaderboard from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and look at the any percent leaderboard now. It's insane. And if you would show people 5 years ago what the leaderboard is now, they wouldn't believe it. They'd say it's impossible. No way. We'll never get to that point. Look where we are. Like what an incredible tournament that you can get 44s, 45s, 46s and lose. That is unbelievable. It's just so cool. So I don't know. It's an exciting tournament altogether because everybody who's participating in it is doing so well, and it's awesome. It's cool to be a part of such a great community.
Yeah, I agree. And before we, let you go here, one thing I do want to ask real quick is I noticed, I think today or yesterday, you posted some PBs for Spore Spawn, RTA, and also Crocomire. And I think your Crocomire one is actually second place all time now, which is a really, really fast time. The only person ahead of you is Behemoth. So what's next for you, Topsy? Like, in the next coming months, what are you working on, or, what are your kind of goals? What are some things you want to do with Super Metroid?
Yeah, so my big goal was to get that 44 old route, and this move kind of came out of nowhere. It was just like on the spot. I was like, I'm just gonna do this, and I got really close, 4507, and I think if I put more time into it, I'll get that 44. And then the next step after that, I really don't know. I've got some options. I might want to grind Hundo and really put in a solid few months to get that down a couple minutes, or maybe go on to new route and see what that has in store for me. I honestly don't know. I did the RTA runs because I didn't have a lot of time. Like I said, I've been really busy recently, and I wanted to play, so I figured I'd do the RTA runs. That 10-11 that I got, that's Crocomire RTA, was my dream run of all time. I always wanted to beat Sweet Numb's time. I just think that's one of the coolest runs and one of the most iconic Super Metroid runs, and it's just so cool to be able to get to that point where I'm like right next to him on that leaderboard. That's just, I don't know, it's exciting. What's in the future? Who knows? World Record Series maybe, but that's gonna be a while.
Well, that's cool, man. And the great thing about Super Metroid is, there's just so many categories and so many cool ways to play. So I'm sure you'll have a lot of success in a lot of different ways. So GG, man, I just want to say from me to you, congratulations. It was awesome to see you in the tournament. You had a lot of great successes, and it was cool to have you competing. Quickie, do you have any other questions for Topsy?
No, I think I'm good. I just want to congratulate Topsy just for making it this far, getting into the round. I think it's the round of 32 we had here. Still very respectable, and yeah, dude. Once you get all settled in, look forward to seeing where you go next, because you are definitely one of the top tier runners of this game. So if you go to Hundo, RBO, any of the meme categories, I think, dude, you're going to succeed there one way or another.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. It means a lot. Let's hope for good things in the future. I'm excited to watch you guys' commentary. It looked like it was super hype. So thank you so much for giving me your time. Thank you to everybody who has watched it, and huge thumbs up and huge excitement for Sephi with an awesome race PB as well. I just noticed that. I literally just noticed that he got a race PB too, which is so sick. So hell yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Topsy. Good night, man. And we will catch you again in the future. And to everybody out there in the Speed Gaming 5 chat, we just want to say thank you for watching. Make sure, if you have not done so, support and follow the runners. You got TopsyTurve and Antinomy. And then also give a follow to Quickie here. Quickie Mart's been doing a lot of cool gaming lately. And Quickie, I'm going to let you have the last word. I'll just say goodnight to everybody. I enjoyed the commentary, man. And I'll let you lead us out.
All right, Kip, I appreciate commentating with you. And everybody, if you haven't followed Kip already, Kip is the man for Super Metroid, one of the most enthusiastic players that I've seen do it. Used to do the strat chat, haven't seen it done in a while, but hopefully he'll pick those back up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Kip. But yeah, on that note, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Well, not us personally, but some other people, but you know what I mean. For some more Super Metroid. And until then, sweet dreams, everybody. Have a great night or day or wherever you fall on the globe. Peace out, everybody.